Hello everyone, welcome to another top 3 video. Today we're going to talk all about Chaos Space Marine Relics. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notifications bell just in the corner there so you know each time we release one of these videos. So just to start off, what I want to say is I haven't chosen any demon artifacts because of course you've got demon artifacts in the Faith and Fury book that are generic and any legion can have access to them. Now there are a couple of cool ones in there. There's one that's my favorite, and that is Tharis and Riol, the Rapacious Talons. They are the Sinesh, relic claws. But what I've done is I've gone for legion specific relics because I think that's what people want to know about. And I've got the 3 that I think are the top ones. And in at number 3 is a combat relic that makes the character himself very efficient. And that is Raymond Revulsive. Now, it's Emperor's Children, very fitting. They are the Slick Swordsman Legion. So you've got the Raymond Revulsive, and that relic allows you to re-roll hit rolls and re-roll wound rolls in combat for the bearer. But also, every time a charge roll is made, you can re-roll the charge roll. So it makes them very efficient at getting into combat, because you've got to remember the most important factor here is the fact that you've got the stratagem Honor the Prince. It's 1 command point, and what it lets you do is after rolling a charge roll. So after rolling a charge roll, you may replace one of the d6 with the result of a 6. So essentially, you are rolling 2 dice, because when you come in from reserve, you will put this on probably a Lord. You'll put it on a Lord with a jump pack with something like a Thunderhammer. So it comes in from reserve, and he will be 9 inches away from your opponent. So he needs a 9-inch charge. So basically, you're rolling 2 dice. And as long as one of them is a 3+, you can turn the other one into a 6, and you've made a 9-inch charge. Now, the amazing thing is, you roll a charge roll, and if you don't roll a 3+ on one of the 2 dice, he can re-roll his charge rolls. So you've got a big chance of making the charge anyway, 9-inch re-rollable. And if you don't, the chances are one of your dice is a 3 anyway, and you will make the charge by using the stratagem. Then he goes in there and he's got a Thunderhammer, he's re-rolling all hit rolls, he's re-rolling all wound rolls, and he's flat 3 damage. There aren't very many things in the game that are going to stand up to him, basically. And you've got to remember, you can even put Veterans of the Long War on him for 1 command point, and then he's strength 8 with +1 to wound and full re-rolls. He can wound Imperial Knights on 3+ re-rolling, and he's going to take a good chunk out of them, like half kill them in 1 go. And you've got to remember, he's only 125 points as well. So this relic is very good value at making a character amazing in combat. In number 2, I've got the Remnant of the Malefic Vigilia. Now, this is, again, Emperor's Children specific, but what it does is insane. I'm always going on in these videos about force multiplication, anything that, buffs multiple units in your army as a whole is amazing. And this relic, basically, you take it on a priest, and once per battle, instead of chanting one of the prayers that he knows, a model can broadcast the Remnant of the Malefic Vigilia, and Emperor's Children units within 6 inches re-roll wound rolls for the whole battle round. Now, when you've got things like Noise Marines who want to be Emperor's Children anyway and be Sinesh, they can fire twice. They can get +1 to wound with Veterans of the Long War. You can give them Prescience for +1 to hit. And then on top of that, imagine if they re-roll all their wound rolls for the battle round. The key thing is, with things like Noise Marines, they'll re-roll all their wound rolls when they shoot. Then when they get shot back and they die, they'll still be re-rolling wound rolls when they shoot on death, because it lasts for the whole battle round, which is incredible. And then if you've got things like Havocs, Obliterators, all these really high damage output chaos units in the first place, you stand this relic next to them and they're going to nuke anything in the game, basically. So that's why that comes in at number 2 for me. In at number 1, I've got the Malefic Tome. Now, it's word bearer specific, and it might not seem on the surface like it's better than the last relic I talked about. The reason why it's in at number 1 for me is because it affects anyone. Sounds a bit strange, but it affects anyone. So the Remnant of the Malefic Vigilia is Emperor's Children specific, and it only affects Emperor's Children units within 6 of the bearer. This one is on a word bearer's psyker, and they know an additional power from their discipline, but also they get +1 to psychic tests. The reason why it's in a number 1 is it makes your casting more reliable, and you've got to remember all of the chaos powers are done on a friendly Heretic Astartes unit. So you don't have to lock this to word bearers. It's on a word bearer's psyker, but he can cast all these powers that he's getting bonuses for on any Legion unit around him. And the important thing is the relic is only number 1 because it's coupled with the fact that it comes from word bearers. And you, of course, you have the stratagem Malevolent Covenant that also comes from word bearers, and that is a 1 CP stratagem which you use once a psyker fails to manifest a psychic power, and then it goes off still at the lowest cast but cannot be denied. So the chances are that you're going to get your power off because you've got +1 to it. And if you get it off, it'll go off pretty high and your opponent can't deny it. But if on the off chance that you fail it, you can then use this strat and get it off. And it basically makes your psychic powers, it makes 1 psychic power impossible to fail to cast, which is insane because warp time is probably the best power in the game, in my opinion. I mean, other armies also have similar versions like Quicken and stuff like that, but I think the units that you can do it on in Chaos are much more powerful than any other units that can double move in the game, so that's why that comes in at number 1 for me. Now, those are my 3 favorite relics for Chaos Space Marines. If you have any that work really well for you, please leave them in the comments for everyone to share. And until the next video, guys, I'll see you later.
I can tell you're salivating for your...
Yeah.